Thank you so much. It's such an honor and privilege to be here with you today in my living room. You know, when we first started, I had a passionate vision and dream. So Mark and Lauren and Joe and Marty and Dennis and all the guys that kind of helped me get started would be working in these little rinky-dink offices. We used to pile up empty boxes to make people think we had inventory. And they never knew if they were going to get paid at the end of the week because we were just making ends meet while I was out selling this why, this vision, this dream, this cause. So things go wrong a lot of times when you're an entrepreneur. You have a lot of problems. We eat problems for breakfast. So at the end of the day, I used to say, another day, another million. And they would look at me like I was nuts. I said, what are you talking about, man? We didn't even do 10,000. I said, do you believe in what we're doing? Do you understand how it can change things and reinvent an industry, even create a new one? They said, yeah. I said, well, then another day, another million. Because if you don't believe it and you can't say it, it won't happen, and it's going to happen. Well, we're way past that now. We do millions per day. So now at the end of the day, thank you, you did it. Now at the end of the day, I walk into the office and we have even bigger problems and more of them. And I say, another day, another billion. And they look at me just like they did back in the beginning when I said a million, like I'm crazy. They kind of chuckle and smirk. Oh, the old man's still nuts. Another day, another billion. You see, it's about to happen. They said, nobody does that. That's crazy. I said, Walmart does. They do more than $1 billion a day. And what do they got? Small towns, average people, better prices. Tell me why we can't be the Walmart online with the shopping annuity and change the economy. Another day, another billion, you see. Sam Walton didn't have what we had, and I got news for you. The world is changing from brick and mortar to click and order. And they are brick and mortar, and they ain't got what we got. But we have the most powerful power in the world. It's not atomic energy. It's not governments. It's not Walmart. It's people power. And we're about ready to unleash it. Okay. So, you know, I want to remind the pioneers and the old timers, and I love you so much. We've had an incredible journey. Your mind is it's like a parachute. It only works when it's open. You had an open mind back then, and look what happened. Don't close it now. Don't close it now. And the only exercise some people get is jumping to conclusions. I hope you haven't jumped to a conclusion because we're just starting. For me, this is my first convention. It really is. And World Conference was my first World Conference because we finally arrived at the point where we could do what I had envisioned to do all along. This is the original vision. This is the why that I described to Dennis Franks in a real estate office on a piece of paper, and he said, I don't know what you're talking about, but you're so excited and passionate, I'm going to join you. The same that I showed to Elizabeth Weber, to Pam and Tony, and to so many others, this is it, right now. Sorry it took 23 years to get here. You only made $3.5 billion in the process. Good practice run, huh? But it's 4 times 8 more powerful than the original MPCP. And you believed in the MPCP. 4 to 8 times more powerful. When you realize that, you're really going to get excited. It kind of saddens me, though, that some will not enjoy it because they won't try it, even though they tried it in the beginning when it didn't have that power. So this is a start. This is a beginning. This is a pioneering effort. Many of you say, I wish I got in when Elizabeth got in, when Frank got in, when Pam and Tony got in, when Dennis got in. Man, I'd be rich. I don't think so. I don't think you would have gotten in back then, because all we had was one product. That was it, belief. Well, you are Elizabeth Weber today. You are Pam and Tony today. You are Dennis Franks today. You really are. I hope that you realize it. This is the original why. And I have to say something else. It's been a struggle. We have finally arrived as a cutting-edge, leading the parade technology company. Are you getting that? This team has come of age. It is on the cutting edge, leading the parade. You're going to see things happen that just amaze you. We're not following now, we're leading. Do you understand that? Do you believe that? So, you know, when you are confronted with your own mortality, you begin to think what you're doing with your time. And it reaffirmed to me, I know what I want to do in the years I have left. The last 20 has been great. Got 30 more. I want to fill this place with directors. That's what I want to do. I'm going to do it. I'm going to do it. Billions? Yeah. Billions per year, then billions per week, then billions per day. And the result is you get rich if you're along for the ride by helping consumers break the old paradigm where they're ripped off, and by getting your people rich, you get rich. Are you up for that? Another day, another billion. So let's talk about this shopping annuity thing. Are you part of the billion-dollar role and the shopping annuity revolution? Because it is becoming a revolution. It's contagious. It just makes too much sense. Once you understand it, it becomes addictive. So I hope that you get a piece of this. Get infected. Get excited. It's a lot of fun. You want to be part of it when we tell the stories a year from now, 5 years from now, 10 years from now, 20 years from now. You want to be the Elizabeth Weber to Tony Bowling, and this is your chance. It's part of our DNA now. I hope you can feel it and sense it. It's what we were always meant to be. But you see, MA DNA, the unfranchised DNA, the first result demonstrating a UFO was born into the business with MA DNA, is that they are naturally, anyway, growing a shopping annuity. It isn't really new. We just didn't have the technology to do what I wanted to make it a real product and platform. But it's a result of the DNA of converting spending into earning. You either have it or you don't. Having the Market America University DNA results in three main things being manifested. They just happen. One is converting spending into earning. Two is residual income. And three is duplication of the unfranchised model and with other entrepreneurs, including the Market America University or division major that you're in, like Modas or Web Centers or TLS, okay? So nothing's changed. You see, here's what's happened. Now understand this. Let me get inside that cerebral cortex and get this indelibly imprinted like a neon sign in your mind. There's two parts to the business. It's a two-sided coin. Heads, okay, is the Market America business within a business, major divisions and unfranchised university majors accessing $10 billion markets that we all love. And everybody can be in a different one where their passion lies or where their why lies. Tails is a shopping annuity, and that puts your major that you're doing that you love at maximum profitability. So as you're doing it, you're at maximum profitability, not to speak that it is the real big money. So, the cool thing is, heads you win, tails you win. And if you do them both, you get rich. Do you understand that? Okay, so look, I've said this for years. Market America is a very interesting thing. It's like a fluid, a liquid. And it takes on the form of whatever other container or vessel you pour it into. So whatever is right or wrong with the business is because that's your container. You made it that way. There's enough of it to fill any size container, and enough of it to fill many little teacups. It's up to you. So if you're having problems in the business, it's because that's the container you poured it into, because there's somebody else making millions per year. Do you understand that? So whatever you see it as and want, that's your container, and that's what it becomes. Just like Elizabeth Weber's container. It's all in how you see it. Well, what happened with the shopping annuity is we just got a bigger container. A bigger container. How big is your container? That's really true, too. So we all know about Einstein being a quantum leap thinker, thinking way out of the realm of where everybody else is. And you just met another one. But this, I want you to understand that this is the original vision. We haven't changed anything. We just finally got there. And it is genius. And you are not going to be able to stop it, because you cannot stop an idea whose time has come, and it will work because we will make it work. But I also want to tell you it's fun. Let me tell you what a brilliant man or husband is. A man or husband that is smart enough to turn his wife's shopping habits into a business that becomes extremely profitable is genius. And it really does become a game, like the feud game up here. In your family, it's a game. Get the kids involved, because they're better than you at it. Finding everything that you spend money on at a better price to fund the shopping annuity. So it can change the way people shop, and it can cause a global economic paradigm shift. You don't believe that? Oh, come on. I love the story about a paradigm shift where a 92-year-old mama is visited by her children weekly. And she still's got an outhouse out in the country. And she grew up with that outhouse, and that was just the way it was. That's the way you did it, because that's what you did. Well, they said, Mama, we got to get you a nice bathroom put in with all the modern plumbing. We're going to fix it up, and you ain't going to have to go out in the cold no more. So they started putting it in, and she said, well, you young ones, I guess you're not going to listen to me and just do what you want anyway. So you might as well go ahead. But if you want to know what I think, it ain't natural. Paradigm shifts. We get stuck in a way of thinking, you see. Why didn't anyone do this before? Simple. Market America and Shop.com wasn't there. There was no technology available, no comparison site with 50 million products, no company that had a mall without walls with all the different consumable products that Market America has that are better and best kept secrets. And never before a tracking system where we could track who led to who, from customer to UFO, to UFO, to UFO, and track every single vendor, brand, store, and know exactly how much is being bought from each one of them. Never before has this existed until now. That's why now. And you cannot stop an idea whose time has come. I remember when there was no Facebook, and I stood in front of you and said, social media, you have to do it. We're going to start Chatterbox. You all thought I was nuts. I remember when there was no Google. I remember when there was no cell phones, or big ones like that that Dennis and I used to have. And there will come a day in the next 10 years, just like you have experience with those, that people will say, I remember when there was not a shopping annuity. Yeah. So think about this. Everybody is broke. The economy stinks. Everybody wants to have a nest egg, don't they? Everybody wants to be financially better off. Everybody wants to be able to do their own thing. Everybody wants to be secure. But the truth of the matter is, they don't have any money to invest. The checkbook runs out before the month. So why even talk about investing? And if you did have the money to invest in these volatile markets, you better be able to watch it real carefully yourself, or you might lose it, and more times than not, people do. Isn't that true? So it works better than any investment regarding the performance of financial markets or the state of the economy and the amount of discretionary income that you have or don't have. See, everybody shops and has to spend. So you simply change your shopping habits and buy the same products and brands for less money through Shop.com and change it to Market America brands if you love them and you got money in the bank that's working to earn you an income. Think about this. Think about this. For once, think about what I'm saying. Because the shopping annuity residual income is from funding with your spending and shopping that every single person has to do here, back at home, and in the world, is based on margins, on products or services bought. Actual, a part of the money paid that's in the margin. In order to distribute products, there will always be margins. For economies of scale and for marketing and distribution. It's like a law of physics, like gravity. It has to be there. Does everybody understand that? Okay, so Market America is capturing part of that margin and money from suppliers for you and accumulating it in the MPCP. Now, you may never have thought of this. Learn something right now. This money extracted for you and tracked on your spending and your team spending is based on an algorithm formula giving you credit based on economies of scale as if you were buying and selling in bulk thousands of units. You got it on one, and we hold it in there until you accumulate enough to get paid. That's genius. Never existed before. This is leveraging collective buying power. Therefore, it's guaranteed. It's not based on markets or how the stock market's doing or interest rates. It's based on people living, buying, and selling and using the margin, keeping the money in the community rather than it going out and getting other people rich. You got to get mad. You got to take over. So even with transfer buying and some of the things that we had, the concept was possible before, but it took too much work. It wasn't all automated and packaged and transparent. And that's what we've done in the shopping annuity. So the choice is yours. Make the decision to convert your spending into earning. Here's the amazing thing. If you understand it, you immediately, by changing the way you shop, save $9,144. And we can prove it. Anybody want to debate me? Anybody want to get in a pissing contest over this? Because I'm going to win. $12,000 by changing your shopping habits from brick and mortar to click and order. And the assessment proves it for you. The money you spend is actually going to now work as an investment. Think about this. Money that's already spent, gone, is now like money in the bank, earning you a residual income. So I bribed you to wake you up. I bribed you, yeah. I created this shopping annuity bonus pool to get your attention so you could get your people's attention. Everybody wants immediate gratification. So here it is, putting out, my goal is for 50,000 people in the unfranchised to do this year. We already got 10,000. That would be 80 million BV and 20 million IBV put out. It's costing us 76 million cash, not some gain. You don't want it? I'll go find new people who do. Do you want it? Okay, so to be qualified, to be eligible for this called around 400 bonus BV and 140 bonus IBV, okay? You got to do the basic things. It's just like qualifying in the plan. You don't qualify in the third step of the plan with 200 in order to get rich. You know, it's one of 5 steps. You do it so you can experience some products, fall in love with them, and get 10 or 15 customers so you're paying your way and making some money. But the big reason is you did your part. You carried your own load. Now you get to accumulate on everybody else that duplicates in your organization from what the senior team does under you and what you do. Isn't that really it? Same thing in the shopping annuity bonus pool. You don't do that 3,000 per quarter, which is 300 IBV and 1,500 BV in order to get rich yourself. You do it because you save a lot of money with the shopping annuity concept and it's starting to fund it. But the big win is when you duplicate it, because if it worked for you, it works for them. And when you get everybody in your group doing it, you're accumulating on each person, not a mere 150 per quarter. 1,900 when the qualifying volume and the bonus volume. 440 per person. You ever have a group grow to 50 people? You say, I don't understand it. They've been in for a while and the group's only doing 2,500 BV. You want to change that? When you do the shopping annuity, the volume is always maxed out. It's 8 times bigger on the IBV and 4 times bigger on the BV. And once people do it, there's no quitting. People disappear in the business, don't they? But I'm going to tell you something. When somebody's doing their shopping annuity and saving so much money and it's working, they may have something come up in their life because timing's everything. And they might get distracted or absorbed. But they're not going to stop doing the shopping annuity because they're addicted to it and it saves them too much money once they do it. So that volume will always be there. Your choice. You know, if it hasn't worked your way, why don't you try it my way? It's all there. If you don't know it by now, it's because you've been closing your eyes trying not to know about it. So there's the original announcement. It's all up there. We make it easy for you. If you want to learn about it, you want to get started, beautiful digital tools, the biggest digital arsenal we ever had. A lot different, Tony, than when we began in the beginning, or Dennis, and it was just a piece of paper. We didn't have anything. So it identifies the products you could replace, and the exclusive brands of the company. It calculates the BV and cashback potential so you can actually see what'll happen. All you got to do is go to shoppingannuity.com, download the annuity assessment, complete the shopping annuity assessment with your team, and you're off and running. Everything that you need is simple, easy, and right in front of you and right in front of everybody else. You can do it online with them. You can have webinars. You can go see them. You can have tourings. You can have lunches. I heard that from James Quo. We do a lot of lunches. And get the group together, they tell us what they found. And we show them how to do better in the shopping annuity. They speak such beautiful English now. I'm very proud of them. You don't think that's big? Try coming to America and build this business. You can't even speak the language. That's hard. You guys got it easy. Video library, incredible. And you know, our guys in our video department won 3 tellies. That's like, you know, Grammys, Oscars, whatever, and the video production, commercial, and whatnot. Incredible stuff. State of the art. It'll never get better. And we never had an arsenal bigger than this. So go in there, educate yourself. It's fun. It's funny. It makes you happy. Make your own videos. You'll be amazed at what happens when you do that. So we even have in this site you know, like the 22-minute MPCP, UBP video that does it for you in case somebody's not competent, and a lot of times they do it wrong. We have the whole shopping annuity with Ryan and Sarah, who are incredible, doing it for you. You can get somebody online, they can watch it, the screens come up, you follow, they explain it, sell it, and you're the commentator. Okay? You know, I do this when we show the plan. I get the new person up there, I say, you explain this, and I'll fill in. They get real confident. So you can be the commentator and do this with everybody and have it done right. And the things you're afraid to say, they're saying for you. Does that make sense? Okay. And then the bonus pool, don't quite understand it? It's all here for you. It's explained in writing, in text, in video, testimonials, every which way, you know, it's coming, but you gotta wanna do it. So the bonus, the extra bonus to the shopping annuity bonus pool is powerful, real simple. You do it, you get 400 to 100, whatever the amount is divided up, but it never goes down because as more people in the company do it, the more BV and IBV is fed in, so it stays about the same. The key is duplicating it, because you get all of that qualifying volume that they did, plus the bonus BV and IBV. And then if you get 10 in each group, you're gonna get 25 and 50 on each one, because you went down underneath because somebody else wasn't doing it, because they're your people, right? They're not Sue and Bob's people. Unless you're making $3,600 every week on that leg, they're your people. You go down and do it. And you get the extra 25, 50 hit times 20, times 10. Do 10 and 10. There's about 10 people earning weekly on multiple centers. A leadership bonus already of 600. And a lot of you are in position to do that. And at the breakout, Kevin Buckman and Chris Petticoat are going to show you a tool that identifies the sweet spots for people who have enough people in volume and they haven't done it yet. You may be such a big leader that you forgot even who they were down there. But it'll earn you money, and it'll earn them money. Does that make sense? You'll see that tomorrow. So, What the MPCP and unfranchised business really is an engine. It's a vehicle, right? A vehicle that you have to get in and drive that'll take you where you want to get your dreams, to accomplish your why. True or false? It is, but you got to get in it and you got to drive it. So when some of the old timers say, well, I didn't buy into this when I got in X eons ago, 10 years ago, 20 years ago. Well, the answer is, of course you didn't. We didn't have it. You missed out. And the shopping annuity has always been what Market America was intended to be, and now it's here. It's like a new car. It's a shame if you missed out, because it's 4 to 8 times more powerful than the original model. So you're driving this old car, and she ran well, old Betsy, and she was pretty fast, and she got you around the track, and you won some races. How many people know what I'm talking about? You see? But now, you see, we came out with a better model. That car, when you press this accelerator to the metal, to the pedal to the metal, would go 30 miles per hour because it had a governor on the engine. The shopping annuity and shopping annuity bonus pool takes that governor off. And you're now in a car with the same pressing the pedal to the metal will go 140 to 180 miles per hour. And you win the race. Which would you prefer? Do you get that? Whoops. So some major points. This is a quiz. Can you explain these things? Now, if you can't, you must come to the shopping annuity bonus pool, shopping annuity boot camp breakout. You must. What it takes for UFO business from operating at 10 to 20% of potential in the MPCP to 80% or more. Can you explain that? If you can't, you better be there. Why the BV and shop.com IBV purchases amount are realistic and possible to do. You know, I heard one guy said, a guy from 18 years ago, they're just, here he is again. He's pretty tricky. He's just trying to get us to spend more, to buy more volume for them. You dummy, you're already spending it. I'm not getting you to spend more. You're spending it and losing money on it. I did you a favor so you can make money on it and get a residual income so that you don't have to worry about your legs atrophying. One of us is stupid and it ain't me. So, why the shopping annuity is possible and the Market America companies and unfranchised. Why are they possible? It's the technology, the tracking system, all the different products that we have. This is where UFOs and unfranchised owners, their results by being shopping annuity winners and stars and professionals. This isn't for people that are hardly in. Somebody signed them up and they don't even know that they got in. This is for people that are passionate about it, that really want to succeed, that want to wear the jersey. Does that make sense? And the powerful effect of duplication. 100% accumulation. You must qualify to accumulate that 1,900 and 400 BV and IBV per SABP qualified UFO, plus you get 25 and 50. So qualifying is a big thing, but you're not really getting much out of it unless you duplicate. Then, wow, you hit a geyser, you hit a gold mine. Do you understand that, or am I talking to myself? The key, and there's no dilution, everybody gets credit all the way up the line. Isn't that true? And the key to bigger, faster checks. And this is how many UFOs are qualifying at record speeds and people are hitting new checks. And at the end of the day, just by trying it, you already are ahead of the game. And once you experience it and it becomes addictive, you won't be able to stop it. This is how you should feel when, you know, people, when you find things online or when a customer finds it. But you know what happens when I get customers to see this? They do it, and then they say, hey, I want to be a UFO. You can't keep them as customers because they all become UFOs. Then they get customers on it, and they want to become UFOs. Terrible problem, right? And this is how you should feel each time something you buy that can transfer to shop.com, converting spending into earning, and you see thousands of little videos on this when it's delivered. So it really is a game, folks. It really is a game. That all your shopping is now the pathway to wealth. You cannot stop an idea who has come. The shopping annuity, the why, and the unfranchised DNA have become a reality. Let me go back there. So the choice is yours. The simple choice is this. Try it out because you're going to save $9,144 just by changing your shopping habits. We can prove it to you. You have to say yes when we show you the statistics and talk about you, or you don't qualify to have the shopping annuity, and we will not go on. That one will catch you on the way home. So, it's not too late for those of you who didn't get in. If you look on the left side, that's the bottom line when you complete the 6 steps. And then you duplicate it, you get it all. Some of you are late to the game. It's not too late. You just woke up or joined, you're actually lucky because it's the holiday season. And the shopping annuity bonus pool was to end October 1, correct? 1 year. We're extending it through the shopping season, which is where 30 to 50% of the spending is done based on the assessment and everybody out there. Everybody has a Christmas list, true or false? Well, that means everybody has a Santa Claus or is Santa Claus, true or false? That list better be on my list. That list better be captured in the assessment because there's torrential downpours of money coming out of the sky in the internet, everywhere, billions and billions and billions. All you need to do is get your bucket out. All you need to do is get your bucket out. You see? So, listen to this. If you qualify in the easiest quarter to qualify, which is the shopping season, you agree? Everybody's going to spend the money anyway. You're going to get them a better price, and it's going to fund the annuity. True or false? We are introducing a free shipping program for those people who qualify for the shopping annuity bonus pool and become what I call shopping annuity master members, and you will get free shipping starting the first of the year from qualifying this last quarter. What do you say? I mean, I don't know. Okay. It's extended, and it ends up giving you free shipping. If that won't get you moving, I don't know what will. That's my mental enema for today. So 5 steps, they're real simple, okay? The BV and IBV are exponentially greater. The multiplication and duplication will get you to checks in 1 quarter at a time, produce 4 times the BV, 8 times the IBV. People that are national or above should see a doubling in income. Okay? So there's a lot of BV there. It's about 1,900 per UFO and about 440 IBV from the last 3 quarters. So everyone who qualifies on the team, everybody downline that qualifies, they accumulate all of that. Does everybody understand that? I hope so. So duplication is the key. put quality time in, it gives you growth that duplicates, it creates volume that brings you money. And you know, so we always determine in our group who's go now, who's stable, and who's waiting. And if you do this with the go now people, it'll explode and duplicate. But I would go to the stable people because it will revive them. Revive. Everybody deserves to be born again. Okay? Give them a chance. It requires systemization. You need to know the systems. So you need to know something about this or you can't explain it. It's just like the plan. Am I making sense to you today? This is the DNA. So, when you do this and it gets into your brain and becomes your vision, why, and dream, and that billionth of a volt snaps across your cerebral cortex, and you wake up in the middle of the night, it's over. Because you see, the thought or the idea, the vision, the why, the dream is like programming your brain. If you repeat that thought and visualize it, it forms new beliefs, which determines your attitude, which results in your actions. You can't help but do it because you want to do it. And it results in a new behavior, which determines the result. And the result is you get rich. You get rich. And we make it so easy. You know, this assessment thing's so easy. First, what's your time worth? Just figure it out. Second, it just takes you through it. Where can we create BV? Where we're already spending money, right? Next, let's look at your major, where you're really working and you're getting retail income and you're building a business. What do you need to do that? Because that counts. Counts big time, doesn't it? Then, your regular spending. All the stuff that you buy to live every single month. It calculates it and finds it. And then your annual spending, because some things we don't spend every month on, you agree? You buy one appliance breaks down a year. That's the way they got them programmed, you know? Your car breaks down. You're gonna buy one vacation or one big gift, you know, or there's a baby coming, or you're moving and there's gonna be one big expenditure on furniture to move into that house. You wanna capture those and identify where you're gonna get it. So it adds up to that $19,000 per year that you're spending. Then it plugs it all in and it calculates what your business will look like now based on where you are and how many people you have. So you can see where you are now. You know what, Lou Manfredi, you used to do this 10 years ago. And nobody listened to you because we didn't have all this stuff. I just stole this idea from you. You get this? So it shows you what it looks like now, and if you simply did this, what it'll look like going forward. Okay, so you don't know how to explain it, and you're scared, and you're not confident. There's a little video that takes the best people at it, and step by step does it with your person or with you. You have your computer screen up, you go through the assessment with you, they explain the program, they go through the assessment, okay, and they show you how to convert the volume. You can stop at any time. I mean, how much easier does it get? We didn't have that when we started out showing the plan. Do you agree? And now, here's what's coming. Just let me show you, if you're in on this, I want you to know something. It's only going to get exponentially better. Not just better, remember when we first started in Market America, we didn't have very much. Look at us today. What happened there in 23 years is going to happen in a year or two now. You don't want to miss it. So you have this incredible mobile device. Everybody's going mobile. It makes it easy, fun. It'll be here before World Conference. I'm putting Steve on the chopping block there. And simply and easy to use, you can manage your shopping annuity and where you are in savings, BV and IBV. You can track and manage your team's shopping annuity. You identify the sweet spots. There's one thing I didn't tell you about, Steve, but they already developed the program, so we'll need to mobilize it. So you can see where you can make money fast in your organization. And so, did you go through these? Did somebody go through these already this weekend? Okay, so it's an incredible, I mean, these guys really know what they're doing. They take all the weight out of it, and they get to the bottom line and what you really need to be able to do. So, pulls in customer buying habits and history, as well as sections of the assessment that have not been completed, to put it in the user's face so that they get the cash back and they fund the annuity. Now, isn't that cool? Wow. This will show a graph regarding expenses and what percentage of the current allocation spending in the household. So you can actually watch this as it changes. Okay? You begin with assessment and adding products from your shopping annuity My List. So this clicks on the section of the graph, and listing below the graph is taken to an area to assess their buying patterns. For example, I am adding household products, laundry detergent, to my shopping annuity. I am shown the product along the multiple brands offered by shop.com, and we are accommodating all buyers in this model, the Market America Faithful, the brand loyalist, and the thrift shopper. So when I make my selection, it is added to my list at the top of the application, which acts as a shopping cart of sorts, capturing in my annuity. Do you understand that? Do you? Really? So do you remember what Michael Brady showed you yesterday about our technology team and the use of APIs? How one thing can communicate with another and you don't have to leave it. It can go over here and get it done. This is all built on APIs. So in the future, you're going to see us rock because we're API evangelists. We're leading the parade. So my list selection, okay? It's on there. Everything that you need to run your shopping annuity is right there, and it's a mobile society, and when you're in the business, you're mobile, aren't you? So here's just a checklist. I'm not going to go through these. I'm going to mention them because it's what's going to happen in the next quarter. Come to the shopping annuity boot camp if you want to learn about them. The assessment accomplishes convincing somebody that they're spending the money and what their time is worth. And then it shows them where they're leaking. And then it shows them where they can get it at shop.com or on franchise.com. And all they got to do is do it. Okay? We're going to make that better. The correlation's better. So when you do the assessment, it correlates better. And you saw Lauren just show the first tier of it with the shopping essentials. So we're customizing it so that they match up, and it makes it really easy to execute, convert, and order. So just remember, iPhone 1 wasn't that cool. It frustrated me. I complained a lot about it. iPhone 6 rocks. And I'll tell you, Androids, I'm not arguing with you. It's like Market America in the beginning. Frank, I can't believe we did it. Tony and Frank and Dennis, I can't believe we did it. We had nothing. Man, we got a lot now. We got a lot, and we're powerful. Okay, so assessment categories are being integrated. The taxonomy is going to match up so that it's easy to find what you want. Shop Essentials absolutely rocks. It's applicable to a non-Market America person, a new one that doesn't understand, or an evangelist. Okay, the Home Advisor, you'll be seeing it from Mark. It's much more functional. It really rocks, but now it's going to have a new use. The biggest difficulty in the shopping annuity is converting brand new people or people that are not in Market America to buy Market America products because they don't understand that they're the best kept secret. And they're not on shelves. They're not advertised, but they work better and they cost less money. They just don't know it, and they're brainwashed. That's the hardest part, true or false? So you go to the Home Advisor on only items that one of your people, new person, old person, or prospect, says, I don't know about the laundry detergent. I've been using Tide my whole life. I love it. Da, 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 da. Well, it goes to the shopping. Every time that happens, you go to the shopping advisor, and it has 30 seconds of powerful content. In 30 seconds, it's so compelling. It convinces them why it costs less, and it's a better value, and it's revolutionary in some way, like isotonics, right? I'll show you in a minute. And then you got the video. We're going to have fast start package for someone that says, just give me what I need for my house. I can change it later. So it's like a fast start packet in the business, right? Fast start, you know, all the toilet, but I don't care if it's Scotch or what's the other one? Huh? Charming. I don't care which one. I mean, you got to go, and you're sitting on the toilet. You don't ask somebody, is that Scott or you know, you just do it. Charming. Good point, eh? Shop.com Essentials rocks. It's going to, I mean, it's just going to make it attractive to bring people to us, and the people that you have in, it makes it easy. Arsenal of digital tools that Elsie showed you. We're going to have MA stickers. Every time you order, you put the sticker that you funded the shopping annuity, the little S, you know, on all the products. So you can go over and see if somebody's buying all the products. And it's a branding thing. It makes people ask questions, doesn't it? Bumper stickers, gimmicks, badges, all the stuff to brand and be cool and fun and raise curiosity. We're putting in an expense finance tracking tool. This is great for the financial planning industry or for people who want to argue with it. Oh, I don't really spend that. Well, let me show you. I mean, here's an app. Nobody else has it. You have it. Put your financial information in there. Hook up it with the bank and with the checking book, and it'll show you where you spent the money and where you could have gotten it here and what you would save. Now, that's powerful. Olapec and Trend Shop. Everything that everybody's discovering, all of you guys are discovering, you want to post it on shoppingannuity.com. Always use a hashtag because it'll be fed in here. And the best finds that are popular, that everybody's excited about, will be then connected to shop.com's landing pages, so that what they saw is what they want. They don't want to go find it, right? They'll be able to go right to it and recognize it. Yeah, that's what I saw. And presto. I mean, that's worked incredibly well for motives that work for the shopping annuity. The mobile app, and so look at this. This is a little videos that are going to be in the shopping advisor to convince somebody who argued with you or wasn't sure in 30 seconds. Boom, just roll it.
Isotonics are some of the most innovative nutritional supplements available today. The ingredients in Isotonics products are delivered in an isotonic form, which has the same carbohydrate and electrolyte concentration as your body's own fluids. These cutting-edge supplements reduce the time it takes for nutrients to reach the bloodstream, lessens nutrient loss, and may minimize upset stomach. Because Isotonics products are powders, each serving fully delivers its nutrient value without the fillers, binders, coatings, and lubricants common in hard-to-swallow tablets and capsules. And Isotonics supplements taste great. Isotonics, the world's most advanced nutraceuticals.
After that, if they don't buy after that, I said, well, you're just flushing your money down the toilet then, because you're not even getting the nutrition, it doesn't get into your bloodstream, okay? And it doesn't have the level of ingredients in it needed to do what you thought it would do that are clinical. We do. Watch this.
Stop flushing your money down the toilet.
Frank, that's your style. And just look at this. So when we're talking about products, I want something, where did it go? Do we have that other video? Okay. So I'm going to be able to show them in 30 seconds what they save with Snap. It replacing numerous products or one product, and the value where they think that just because, okay, and this is showing it. I could talk you through it, but you understand it. So for the customer, it visually shows in 30 seconds overwhelmingly compelling, convincing examples visually, so it's hard to argue with the price. Does everybody get that? You like that? You know, and then some products replace 20 other products or 10 other products. So it's going to be very easy to convince people. Okay, so where did the profit go, folks? You know, I just have to say something about this. You know, I want you to think about this now. I'm going to show you why this absolutely, unequivocally is the answer, will work economically, will take over the world, will become the next paradigm. I'm going to show you so that you understand the logic. But I got to tell you something first. Now listen to me. The mass marketing brick and mortar establishment wants to keep us separate. Wants to keep us separate in order to take advantage of us. Overcharging us, profiteering, and keeping you broke because it costs so much to live, you end up with no money left. True or false? It ain't fair because we're the ones that create the volume. Would they keep us separate? The greatest power in the world is people power. The human desire to do better, to lift oneself up by their bootstraps, to have a better life. When you combine that power and cooperation, you have something more powerful than any ideology, any military, or any atomic bomb. It's right in this room right now, that atomic bomb, an economic atomic bomb to change people's lives. In a digital age, listen, in a digital age, it is no longer necessary for us to be kept separate by the establishment. It no longer has to be that way anymore. It's like we're all three blind mice. See how they run. See how they bite tide and see how they go broke. Ha 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 ha. We get rich, you stay poor. La la la. Are you brainwashed? Are you brainwashed? The digital world and our tracking system and the shopping annuity platform allows us to use our collective buying power to keep prices down. Because when there's 100,000 of us say, no, you're not going to tell us what we'll pay for that product. We're going to tell you what we'll pay. So, we keep prices down, and we get, using our collective buying power, a piece of the margin in the profit so that you can get rich. So that you can get rich rather than them getting rich. Scary. Fantasy? No, it's going to happen. If we don't do it, somebody else will. But they don't have us, and they don't have our tracking system, and they don't have the MPCP, and they don't have the unfranchised. It's a movement. Now it's a revolution. The revolution has begun. Okay. Are you with us? Where did the money go? All the spending from age 0 when you were a baby to now. All the stuff you bought that you had to buy to live. Where did it go? Your contribution, their growth. The big companies, the establishment, the conglomerates, the Walmarts, all rich, and you're broke. Ha, ha, ha. You have to buy this stuff. And we spend half of the price of the product on advertising to brainwash you. 3 blind mice, see how they run. Here's the manufacturer's point of view. They like it because we're tricking them. You see, the cost to manufacture a product, okay, goes to the wholesaler. There's a certain cost in that. That's a legitimate cost. Marty's very good at getting it using economies of scale and his negotiating abilities to get it at the least. We already know what they're paying for it. We know what the cost of the ingredients are. We know what their margin is when we go in. So we know everything. We're good. When they see us coming, they start crying. But Marty makes them smile because he always lets them make enough money that they won't go out of business. Because we're concerned about you making the money. Okay, so the product goes to there. Now follow this and see if you understand it for once. And that's now $40. It was $5 to $10. Does everybody see that and understand it? Okay, then it goes to the retail store, correct? Before there was no way to do what we're doing. So it now is $60. Everybody understand that? Then it goes to you, but they have to advertise, brand, millions of dollars spent. The store won't even take this stuff on unless there's advertising because you got to compete for shelf space. They don't want products in there that people haven't been brainwashed to buy. So now it's $100. Does everybody understand that? Okay, so the new model started by online retailers like Amazon. Okay, eliminate that first step. So now it's $40, and then they have to spend a lot of money branding their site and paying publishers and whatnot to get you to buy. And that's $80. Better than the store though, right? And you eliminate the cost of going to the store. So you provide the product information at no cost in the shop.com model. In fact, when you go to a store to buy something, you're accepting their price. They say it's $80, you got to pay $80 because you can't compare it to 10 other stores or brands because you'd have to drive to all of them, and you're not going to do that, true or false? Online, you see all of them at once. Presto, bam. Didn't have to drive, didn't waste the gas money. You know exactly what the best deal is. And with marketamericashop.com, you might have come because you like Target or something. But once you go to Target, you were really going to buy the Sony flat screen TV. And now with marketamericashop.com, we have Shop Direct. And we're dealing directly with the manufacturer that you were buying from Target with. And now you save another 30% or get 10%, 20% more cash back and IBV. You want something? You guys want a product? You guys want a better price? You want higher BV? Get together and vote. We're going to have a site for this. If you all buy it, Eddie Alberti goes in there with the biggest muscle, and you'll have it. We will make IBV go up. We will make prices go down. You just need to organize your group and a lobby group and come to us, and we'll use our collective buying power. You're in charge now. Okay, what happened here? I switched the slide. Did I finish that last slide? I think I did. Okay, so this is what happens. At the last step, it's one-to-one marketing because we know the people. We know what people want. When you do the assessment, think of this. Think of this, guys, especially you geeks and techies and database people. We have 10,000 people that told us everything that they buy. And how much money they spend on it. And they committed to buying it through unfranchisedandshop.com if they can only find it. So we already know what these people are buying, exactly what they're buying and what they want, and we're going to get it for them for less money. So why don't I go to each one of them and present to them exactly what they're looking for and want and buy? That's what we're doing with customizing the website. Does that make sense to you? So every one of you will have a different web presentation based on your assessment. Do you get that? Oh, man. Go back to the store. Okay, so you search, direct order, presto. It comes right to you, easier to find. You know you got the best price, and now it's $60, plus you got cash back and you got IBV to fund the annuity. So from the customer then, okay, before there was no incentives, okay, but now we use people power in the shopping annuity. And we're making deals with all the manufacturers to get percentages. Those percentages go back to us, and we convert it into cashback and IBV. Okay? The most cashback for the customer. If the customer does a shopping annuity, they can become involved in the other part, right? And that's generally what happens. So again, they know they're getting the best savings. We give them, Lauren, did she show you stacking? Okay, we help them get, wait till you see some of the things that we do for those customers. It'll just blow your mind. But they're getting the best deal that they could possibly get. Everybody agree? Okay, so from the unfranchiser's point of view, okay, remember now that a shopping annuity UFO master member, which is a shopping annuity bonus pool winner, is doing 500 BV per month or 1,500 per quarter. They're getting the product at wholesale, and they're saving 30% because of that, right? Right off the bat. And so all of our products, first, on unfranchised, they're making money on. But now, each one of us with people power has a customer base and a friend base and a family base, correct? So, all of our providers, we use that data information to make deals with them to get better prices, get a piece of that margin, and then we apply it in IBV or BV and into your shopping annuity account in the MPCP to derive a residual income. Nobody else does that. People, there's a lot of sites out there that offer deals, right? A lot of sites out there offer deals, discounts in one area or another, but nobody on top of that pays you for everything that you buy and everybody that you lead to, that they lead to, that they lead to, and you own the customers forever and build up a customer base that you get a residual income on, and you are financially independent because of it. Nobody does that. So your daily spending, all your daily spending, you get a profit share. The customer gets cash back. Okay? And the shopping annuity leverages people power for our collective buying power and tracking system to generate large residual incomes. We're the only one, and that's the shopping annuity. So everybody wins, the supplier, the partner, the UFO, the customer. You win buying these products, or the customer wins. The unfranchised owner wins, and the manufacturers win. It's very rare to get a win-win-win-win. Usually somebody wins at other people's demise or loss. So it's real easy. Your own personal evolution is this. It's just like going up the stairs. These simple steps that you've seen so many times. Something that anybody here can do. You can do it as a group. You can do it as a team. But you got to do it. You got to just do it. Just do it. You know? And you can't stop an idea who's come. An idea whose time has come is going to take over anyway. You can fight it, you can resist it, you can ignore it. It's going to take over anyway. You got a cell phone? Most of you didn't a while ago. I know 5 years ago, most of you want to do social media, but I see you doing it now because you can't do without it. Now go back to your outhouse. It's more natural. Okay, one more step. Watch this. Very smart Chinese guy did this. So I wanted to acknowledge him. He gets it. Traditional physical market. This is the way it used to be. A traditional commodity chain moves products through a number of locations. This has a high logistic cost. Now remember, this is why a paradigm shift happens when there's an economic gradient to something that you can't live without that makes it take over. Did you hear that? A paradigm shift occurs when there's a better way of doing things that's so transparent and makes so much sense that you can't live without it, and there's an economic gradient that makes sense. In other words, it's more effective, more efficient, costs less. Does that make sense? So we know that when you do this, it's $9,144 before you even start. But in the old model, this is what happened. There's a lot of money wasted. 75% of the product cost is wasted in branding. Well, you got to brand products. We don't brand Market America products. We have 6 million loyal customers. We have a couple million OPC customers that beat the door down for it. And we don't put it in stores. Well, why don't you do that? Because we don't want to undermine our own franchise owners. You got to get it through one of them. It's a best-kept secret. And everybody wants to know a best-kept secret when it does something revolutionary. So you're not being paid to brainwash, you're being paid to experience. And when you experience it and it works and you tell other people, that's better than $1 billion worth of advertising. So who's smarter? Okay, at any rate, transfer the product once and it cuts costs. It eliminates brick and mortar when possible, which is 25 to 35% of the cost. All wasted money. And you're paying for it. You are paying the bill. You're paying for that transportation, for that warehousing, obsolete products. The employees, the lights, the cleaning, the trash, you pay for it all. Well, not anymore. Somebody innovates a new business model. Somebody innovates a new business model. Now, Amazon took a stab at it. You know why we're going to pass Amazon? We're better, and we have you. Now, I remember when Amazon didn't exist, so don't be so skeptical. Somebody said, well, that's like David versus Goliath. I said, I guess we're David, eh? Well, let me tell you something. I got 100,000 Davids with me. We got the slingshot, and remember who won. We'll take Goliath down. You know? So, physical store, branch store, online store, directly to the customer. You save money, okay? The opportunity for innovation was transferring directly. But we have something they don't. Not only people power, but a tracking system where we can track what every customer leads to another customer, just like the movie example, to another customer, and tie that to an unfranchised owner, and then connect the dots with the other unfranchised owners and accumulate all that volume from all that shopping and all that buying all year long. It's a lot of money! Somebody invents a new business model. The largest shopping website in the world, annual transactions at 180 billion. That's eBay and Amazon. The Middle Ages, okay? That was an online store. They transmit the information. You get an annual fee, usually, like Prime, you got to pay. And there's no such thing as free shipping, by the way. You figure that out, scam out someday. So we use marketing, internet marketing. We search for the items, so you save. There's One or no warehouses required in e-business. The logistics of the supply chain for mass marketing is reduced or eliminated. The cost of inventory obsolescence, redistribution, and operating brick and mortar is enormous and could be as much as 75% of the cost of the product, which you're paying. You're paying it. That's why you have no money at the end of the month. The chart on the left shows the business model innovation has reached its limit because they got to charge you to do it. Prime, et cetera, right? And now Amazon puts their most profitable product up first, not your best deal. Did you know that? There's a lot of problems with it. So we increase the loyalty of consumers for finding the product online. They know they got the best price. And then along comes shop.com and the shopping annuity. Shopping portal site powered by Market America. Ordinary people have an opportunity to earn sustainable income. The mode of the internet shopping and innovation of shop.com and Market America equals the shopping annuity. Okay? So what happens here? Another step, we provide the information, we provide it better. We have social marketing, social commerce, people power. They shop through the portal site, shopping essentials, and if they do the assessment, they're going to see some magical things happen. But placing an order at the partner store, the money is exchanged, you save money, it converts back to cash back, and you get a piece of, the consumer gets a piece of it, right? Better model. And then, as a unfranchised owner, you can convert your spending into earning because of the MPCP and shopping annuity tracking system. So all previous existing sites only provided discounts or deals on shopping. You understand that? Make sure you understand that. For the first time, one can convert all spending into earning. Invest shopping money for residual income. When you shop, you spent in the past and it was gone. It's now like money in an account and a vehicle that earns you a residual income. Do you understand that? You own the customer base and get credited with all their future spending. Not just one time, forever. Somebody becomes a customer, they're in North Carolina, they go to the UK, they order something, it goes right back to you. They move to Mexico, get married. Now it tracks two people. They go to Hong Kong and they get divorced. Now it tracks both people separately. And when they order something, when they come back to the US or go to Taiwan, it still comes all the way back to your site for your BV and your IBV and your shopping annuity because you own those customers. No one in the world has that. You understand that? And it never makes a mistake. So, now we share the customer profiles and customers with true progressive customization of homepage offers, recommendations, and shop essential category offers. Because you've told us exactly what you buy and where you're leaking. And we're going to save you money, and we're going to turn that into an investment. So you're earning money off your spending. Unbelievable. So you get a free account. You pay the same or lower cost for desired items. You get cash back. You get a personal shopping consultant. This is where your big win is. You need to be like a financial planner of service to those people to help them do better. Not in their investing, but in their shopping, which goes into the investment in the shopping annuity that gives them financial freedom. I'm going to start selling this to financial planning and insurance companies. Shopping annuity to convert, you know, you talk about death insurance, life insurance, it's really death insurance. This is living security insurance. The shopping annuity assessment to integrate with shop essentials for real and accurate one-to-one marketing, honest comparison shopping, comparing across all brands and stores so that you know you got the best deal. Is that worth something? Nobody else has this. So at the end of the day, the Market America builds 4 winning synergies in product supply chain and in the marketplace. I call it economic alchemy. For years, they searched for a way to convert lead or water or something into gold because gold was valuable. They can never do it. It's chemically impossible. So we take your spent money. You had to spend it to live. You had no choice. And because the establishment is ripping you off, you're ended up at the end of the month with no money left. The checkbook runs out before the end of the month because they're charging you so much to live, you can't live because they want to profiteer. I showed you where all the money was. And you're going to let them do that to you? So, we take your spent money, and when we work together in collaboration and cooperation, but with entrepreneurial incentive, but the more you lead to, the more you do, the more you get out of it, you have magic because we are economic alchemists. We took our spending and turned it into earning to give people freedom and to take the control back. That's what we got here. So, everybody wins. Usually, one person wins in capitalism at the expense of another. What prevents it is competition. But in this case, everybody wins. The partner, supplier, more sales, and memberships. And you don't go with us, you're going to have a problem. Reduce cost and raise profits via the portal site. Shopping annuity residual income converts spending into earning. One-to-one marketing, more effective for the unfranchised owners. And the preferred customer, no risk, making money, cash back, no fees, and they can join the shopping annuity. Eventually, we're going to be selling this as a product, folks. So, we have the SABP to bribe you, to wake you up, to give it a try. It's contagious. Boot camps are magic. Have one in your area. We'll help you do it. Because when we do it, it's revolutionary. And it'll happen. And now, for those of you that do it, for those of you that believe, for those of you that have the same why that we have, you get free shipping starting January 1. And you do it during the easiest quarter of the year, the shopping quarter, when more money will be spent by everybody in your family and you and your friends and your organization than at any other time of year. Results speak for themselves. The proof is in the pudding. In just 8 months, the sales volume has increased over 2 million per week, or 104 million annually when you annualize it, times 52. About 10,000 shopping annuity qualifies, master shopping annuity members. My goal this year is 1/3 of the organization, 50. When we have 50,000, we will dictate what prices are. We will dictate what the IBV is. hundreds of UFOs hitting new pin levels. Now, it's harder to jump from supervising national to director. The higher you go, the bigger the jump, right? The amazing thing is that the majority of these pin levels are at the bottom. People are moving up at a record speed. And that's what it's all about, folks. That's what it's all about. Increase. I love this part. There's an increase of about 25% of the people that have organizations big enough to earn weekly that are maxing out now. In other words, $3,600 a week, 15 and 6 coming up, 15 and 15, 3,000, 3,000 in the leadership bonus coming up every single week. So to me, that's the proof in the pudding. 50% increase in IBV checks being paid now. So if you don't think it works, the proof is in the pudding and in the numbers and in the results. I'm sorry to tell you, you're wrong. What you set in motion carries in motion. So you qualify, do it now, just do it. You're going to be belly aching about you didn't get the free shipping. Now, those of you who don't do it, we still love you. And we are going to have a new program with reduced shipping for you, okay, where you're paying less than you were. But you can thank the shopping annuity bonus pool people for that because they paid the way. But we'll throw you a bone. And it's better than it was, so you can't complain. Because I don't want you complaining to the shopping annuity bonus pool people who are making it happen. And I know the biggest chore in this business is dealing with your group. So I want to make it easy for you, because I'm one of you. Don't ever forget that. So, at the end of the day, here we are. And we'll all leave, and we'll go back to our hometowns and deal with our problems and our situations, but this will be in the back of our mind. So my question for you, after you leave this weekend, are you convinced or committed? Now, I might have gone a long way to convince you today. I hope so. But that's not committed. You see, teams don't win by accident. And this group certainly knows that from our embryonic 23-year gestation period of me being pregnant to get here today. Teams don't win by accident. They cannot simply rely on their talent, because these are very talented people. These are very talented people. Winning teams display strong, durable commitment, both to a common cause and to one another. This commitment inspires them to persevere through setbacks and to make the sacrifices necessary to succeed. They don't quit because they got a why. They're not just doing it to see if it'll work, to see if the what will work, and figure out how to do it. They're doing it because they have a why, they have a reason, they have a passion, they have a cause, they have a vision, they have a purpose. Commitment to a common cause is something very special. Commitment to a common cause develops through a series of stages. Only when the final stage has been reached does a person fully buy in to the leader's vision. So we go through understanding. I'm trying to get you to understand, okay, so that you'll make a contribution, but we need ownership. So many leaders mistakenly believe people have bought into the vision when they understand it and agree with it. I do this all the time. Oh, yeah, that makes great. It's great. Hey, I don't like Donald Trump, but that one was pretty good. The zingers. We agree with people, right? That doesn't mean that we're on board, right? However, being convinced is not the same as being committed. It's only the initial stage. I can think of dozens of causes that I know all about and greatly admire, but to which I am not committed or even remotely connected. And we're kind of philanthropists. We give to a lot of things. But I'm not going down with their ship. I like it, yeah, I'll help out. But I don't lose sleep over it. How many people know what I mean? When people put their time and money into a vision, they have a greater level of involvement to support the vision. They still are not completely committed to it. For example, we may send a donation to a worthy charity and even volunteer with it occasionally, help out, and we don't lose any sleep over its long-term success or failure. But now the ownership phase, people feel responsible. Do you feel responsible sometimes for what's going on in the business? I know a lot of you do by what you say. That's why I listen to you, even when it isn't exactly what I wanted to hear. I want to hear it, and I hear it, and I listen. And if I hear it enough, and if I'm doing it out there too, and there's something to it, we do something about it. You know why? Because you have some ownership. They have an emotional tie to the vision and care deeply about seeing it come to pass. Yet even at this stage, a person's not extremely committed to the cause. And when someone can't stop talking about the vision, they're already committed. And they can't stop talking about the vision, sharing it with their friends and recruiting others to take part in it. They have finally reached the full commitment because it's their why, it's their mission, it's their vision, it's their belief, it's their passion. You can hear the passion in their voice and see the excitement in their face, like Elizabeth the other day up here. She's, funny, she was one of the first ones that got it last time, one of the first ones that got it this time. By this point, the vision matters to them and has become a significant part of their life. They are not selling it for self-advancement. You think I'm doing this to make money? Look, when I first started out, we had nothing. I thought that I would be a rock star in the United States if I could pull myself up my bootstraps with no silver spoon, no help. The only thing I ever got was kicked when I was down. And if I could make it, I would be a shining example and a rock star for American people. I was fooled, because when I got there, everybody looked at me and they say, "You rich bastard." That might be hard for you to take. Wait till you get there. People don't care how you got there. They care that you got it and they don't. Well, I hate that. It hurts me. It hurts me. The only solution is to make them a rich bastard. You see what I'm saying? That's what we do. That's what we do. I want you all to be rich bastards with me. You know? So they're not selling it for themselves. They're genuinely doing it because they believe it's worth it. I believe you're worth it. So what level of commitment do the people in your organization have to this vision? Notice that even in the how and what of this, you need to do it first, but all the money is made by duplicating it and getting the commitment in the people of your organization to have the same vision. It's not by force. It's by simple human nature. It's by simple logic. It's an idea whose time has come. You cannot refute it. You cannot win this debate. What level of commitment do your customers and clients have to your company's vision? Now, I want to bring up an evangelist, an economic evangelist. I always tell my friends in the spiritual world, which I am also very spiritual, in the clergy, that I understand what you do in a different way because I am a secular economic advantage. You give people spiritual salvation, and I give them economic salvation. I want you to join me in being an economic evangelist. So this guy is quite an interesting person. He's from the UK. He was led to me by Tan and Gavin Westcar and Bishop Wayne Malcolm, who has an entrepreneurial church. So this guy has had a career in the financial markets and things like Genestar and City Solutions. He was a star in them, top performer. He's an accountant. He's a successful financial planner. And when I was brought to show him the plan, he was on the C level. And Andrew and I went for Tannen Gavin and Bishop Malcolm. He was absolutely resolved that he was going to send us home with our tail between our legs. I like tennis matches like that. And it was an incredible engagement of mental sparks and really neat breakthroughs. And so he bought into my proposal, my offer, too good to refuse. Lynn, you know the people. If what you're saying is true, then it's not going to come to fruition. But if what I'm saying is true and you just put me in front of them and we do a test market at the end of a couple months, if it's going well and they're making money, you get credit for it, then you got something to think about. So he took me up. It's called an offer too good to refuse. So he's a successful and sought-after business coach. He was too busy business coaching because so many successful enterprises wanted him to be a business coach. But the more his life passed and the more consumed he got and had no time to do what he wanted, and he was just doing more to be at the same place. When he saw the shopping annuity, he said, JR, this is it. I did the other things where we told people to convert their whole life into term and invest the rest. It became a cause. It blew up into millions and millions of people. This wipes that all away. This is the answer. He says, I'm going to just give it all up and do this with you. And he truly is an evangelist. He's leading the parade with a shopping annuity. So I want to give you an example of an economic alchemist and a shopping annuity evangelist. And I'd like you to welcome from the UK my brother, Lynn Allen. Lynn, come on out. That's a funny way to be.
Yeah.
Go ahead. Go ahead, Lynn.
Hello, Market America. Hello. Good. I bring you greetings from the United Kingdom, from England, from Team UK, and obviously myself. Thank you so much, JR and Lauren. Thank you, guys. I've met so much of the corporate team. I love being in a place like this. And let me just say this. If you're in this place for the first time, you're in the right place, at the right time, looking at the right opportunity, and you're going to have the right kind of success with the right mental attitude and the right action. I was traveling over this morning with the driver, and his name is Steve Phillips, and he said to me, what do you do? And I didn't know which one of the answers to give him because I could tell him a whole bunch of stuff. Most of what JR had just said. And then I thought, you know what?
5 minutes.
I said to him, I am a shopping annuity evangelist. He said, what does that mean? Actually, he said, after explaining to him, he then said, so what's the deal? I've come here to talk for about 5-10 minutes on simply that this shopping annuity is the real deal. It is the real deal. Everybody's looking for a deal. Everybody, everywhere, all the time, are always looking for a deal. The interesting thing is, do they have the real deal? Let me tell you why this makes sense to me. JR gave you some of my background. When I, as an accountant, as a business coach, when I sit with people, the first thing I say to them, what is it you're looking for? What do you want? It's a question we should ask ourselves as well. And most often, they stumble. And I say to them, perhaps you're looking for time freedom and money freedom. Because most of us don't really want the money in our pockets. What we really want is what the money can do for us. So what we're really looking to do is have all the money that we can get to buy all the time that we need, to do the things that we really want to do. Is that correct? How many of you would agree with that? Okay, well, if you agree with me, then what I want to show you is when I look at the business plan that I got shown when JR and Andrew and Tan and Gavin came to see me. In there they talked about 45-year plan and the 2 to 3 year plan. And believe you me, as an accountant, I was on the straight track, fast track to stardom. The 45-year plan got me. In England, we would say by the short and curlies. You can work it out for yourself. But it got me, so much so that sometimes I could hardly breathe. Now I'm making the money, and some of you say, well, it's not about the money. But believe you me, I heard one person say that money is like oxygen. Everybody needs it. If you go deep into the ocean, you need oxygen, and if you go into space, you need oxygen. And so you need money just the same way. So what has Market America done? They show a business plan that says 62% of people get to the age of 65 and they are struggling financially. As a financial planner, that is something that drove me with a passion to meet as many people and to help as many people as I can. Now you say, well, do you have to make the choice between making money and helping people? Actually, you don't. Because you cannot help anyone if you're broke. So you need to make some money so you can help more people. Well, what does the shopping annuity really do? Well, the shopping annuity helps us to look at that 62% and actually say to yourself, are you telling me that 62% of people in Mexico, the UK, Canada, the US, Taiwan, Australia are struggling financially at 65? If they make it, because 28% are dead, 5 are still working. Okay, so what we're really saying is people need help. In my country and yours, you have retirement plans, pension plans. You have all of these things that are supposed to set you up on the lie they sold all of us when we were about 9 or 10. Get a good education, get a good job, and work until you retire. Well, I just told you 62% of people get to that age and are still struggling. So that's a lie, right? That plan doesn't work. So we have a 2 to 3 year plan that says you can earn a 6-figure income if you work it, be coachable, and do all the other things. So when I looked at the whole thing, I thought, hold on. The key to this company and the business is shopping annuity. Because what it really does, it puts power in everybody's hands to help as many people as they want by getting them to convert their spending into earning. Now, let me show you how this works. I'm going to explain to you what the real deal actually is. When I was with my neighbor the other morning, and I was with my neighbor. I popped outside and we're checking our bins and we're doing all the chit-chats. And I turned around and I said to him, JR, I said, do you notice the number of bins that are outside? Oh, bins, by the way. Garbage, still the same thing in the UK, in America? Garbage bins? Yeah. And I said to him, why are there so many? And he said, I don't know. I said, do you think that any of these people get paid for all this rubbish they're throwing away? And he said, no. I said, you've got 12 bins. Do you get paid for yours? He said, no. I said, would you like to? He said, yes. I said, come and see me tomorrow morning. He came over and we sat down. I signed him as a shop tracker customer. He has a database of 150 loyal customers that he says he's going to go and see starting this week after he buried his mom yesterday. That's how simple it is to build a shopping annuity. So hold on. Story number 2. The woman, I bought my groceries through Tesco Direct and got my points and all the rest of it. Then the lady that delivered my grocery there, I said to her, so why are you out at 9:30 at night delivering my boxes? And she said, I have 2 young kids and I do the salon in the day. When she said salon, I went, oh, salon, okay. I could work with that. So I said, I may have something that may be of interest to you. Would you like to hear about it? She said, yeah. I said, well, I could actually help you to free yourself from coming to deliver my groceries. Although you're quite good looking, it's not a problem, but I really would rather you stay home and look after your children. She said, yeah. I gave her my details. She signed up the same night as a Shop Tracker customer. And what she's going to do is still work at Tesco's and still do what she's doing, but she's on the pathway to creating financial freedom and stop herself from coming out late at night, which is dangerous. You're helping people and you're doing this as a cause. So let me just tell you what I think. I don't have much time, so let me just wrap this up quickly. The shopping annuity, for me, is the real deal. Let me show you why. First of all, it's right and it's relevant. JR has spoken about it, everyone else has spoken about it. It's right. It's the right thing to do. It's the right thing to help someone better themselves by not throwing money down the drain, but actually using that money to create the lifestyle and the life they want. Would you agree? Yes. Okay. So then the second thing is, I mean, we know it's relevant. It's relevant because it's timely. It's here. But in addition to that, it actually, it's not just relevant. It's, if you like, it's education and enterprise. 15 years ago, somebody taught me to write a mission statement. And what I did, I wrote a mission statement and simply said, I will spend my life delivering economic freedom through education and enterprise. This business does that. We educate people, we empower people, we equip people so that they can go on and change their lives. Education and enterprise. But not only that, it's achievable. And the L in that, it's in the real, it's leveraged. And it's a leveler. It's the great economic leveler because everyone can do it, whether you're rich or poor. It's an economic leveler. What's the deal bit of it? It's deliverable. It is deliverable, but also it's empowering. When you do that for someone and you see them and you see the reaction and the money that they get, all of a sudden you understand just how much impact you're creating. It's empowering, but it's all-encompassing. It's all-encompassing because anyone can do it anytime, anywhere. And finally, it's lucrative. But let me just throw this one last point in there and I'm completely done. And that's this. Is since they put in all their spending already, the way to create a financial fund is to keep paying into something and hope that it gives you a return at the end. They need a big pot in order to be able to do that. They haven't got the money, so why not use your spending with nothing extra to invest and create the fund you need? That's why the shopping annuity is the real deal. If I had more time, I'd give it to you more. I love you all. Thank you so much.
Okay. UK is our mama, you know. Our mom. Okay, that is an evangelist. How many people want to be an evangelist, an economic shopping annuity evangelist? It's so easy to talk about because it's so right, and it addresses the realities of the day. And I know that the mind can only absorb what the rear end can endure, and we are there. Go home and share it. Duplicate it. That's where the money is. And it's happening all over the country. How many assessments can you do? People are doing them everywhere. You're missing out. Join the party, folks. Join the movement. Join the revolution.